Welcome to Chronic Combat Conversations, a live look at our best bets, picks, and predictions for every UFC event. With your hosts, TB Scouting MMA and
The Guru, back again for UFC Paris. Ciryl Gane taking on Tai Tuivasa in your heavyweight title contender eliminator. But before we can get into the action, we've got a special guest in the building. He is a UFC vet, star, if you will. He has 4 wins in the UFC, coming off a round 1 knockout over Genaro Valdez. Absolute stud, New York's own, and Tampa, right? Steamroller Matt Frevola. What is going on, buddy? Thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, what's up, boys? I'm pumped to be here to chop it up with you guys.
Really means the world for us, for you to take your time out of, right? Maybe a little bit of fight camp to come chat with us, man. What's going on with you? What's new?
Oh, man, it's going good. Just training's going well. I was out in Vegas a couple weeks ago with Nazim Sadikov. I was cornering him with me and Longo were cornering him. Watch him get that awesome knockout and secure his UFC contract. We crushed it out. And now I'm back home training, getting ready for MSG.
Hell yeah, dude. MSG, man, that's the fucking spot to be. How does it feel? Is it cliche? Is it a dream come true to fight an MSG, man? That is the Mecca, no?
Yeah, man, it's big. And, I fought at MSG the end of November of 2018. And that was a real big deal for me back then. That was my second UFC fight. I was coming off the first loss of my career.
The
loss.
Draw with Venata, right?
Yeah. And then it was my second fight in the UFC. It was on a pay-per-view card. It was against a name like Lando Venata, who had a lot more experience than me. And we put on a banger of a fight.
Yeah, it was.
That ended in a draw, but I won that.
Yeah, for sure. Not just because you're right here with me, but nah, come on.
Yeah.
You got that one.
That was like 4 years ago now. 18, wow. 1, 2, yeah, like 4 years ago. And now we're back at MSG. It's a crazy ride.
That is fucking incredible. I have to say, I took him for his 30th to his first ever show at MSG. It was my second ever show, and I mean, my God, the fucking atmosphere is just incredible. There's nothing like it.
World's most famous arena.
Yeah, and just even the fight arena itself too. Just that whole fight atmosphere. I totally fell in love with it. Because it's so interesting because let's say you go to a Met game, right? The guy sitting next to you, you're rooting with him or against him the whole time. But each fight, okay, we're rooting together. Okay, I don't know that guy. Okay, we're rooting against each other. Like it's just a different energy, man. It's really very fun.
Oh yeah, man. Just the UFC events in general are a great time. The UFC knows how to put on a show. The music, the atmosphere, the fights. It's always a great time.
Have you been not as a fighter or not as a cornerman?
Yeah. I went to that UFC Long Island. That was the last fight.
Hell yeah.
And that was fucking great. It was kind of weird. It was like a 3 p.m. main card, so it was like an afternoon fight.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I liked that even more.
Really,
I got there at 11 a.m. for the first fight.
Right.
It was like an egg sandwich and a beer for breakfast.
Yes.
Fights, and watched all those awesome fights at UBA and Long Island, and then I got home for dinner. It was sweet.
If I wasn't in Chicago for a trip, I was dragging him. We were going. Like, there's no way not to go. So that's why we're definitely gonna have to scrounge up some
not to go.
Yeah, we found a way out of it, but we're gonna scrounge up some money and figure out how to get ourselves to tape to the roof of MSG for this next one to see our guy Frevola fight.
We got to get you guys to MSG. We got a nice Team Steam shirt. Get to MSG. And we'll have to get you to the after party for sure.
Absolutely.
So, actually, speaking of that, real quick here, normally I don't want to pull this up while we're doing the interview, but we got a. So this is our preview here. Welcome. But we got our boy Frevola joining us, the Chronic Combat crew.
Yes.
We're We're
What
making
is happening?
movies, making songs.
Guys,
We're
and fighting
fighting around the world, baby. UFC Paris.
Yes.
Frevola, Taga.
Taga, what
We
you
started
do,
having some
Taga?
fun. So yeah, we decided we would have a little bit of fun too.
Oh my God.
Make sure that you guys go to the team. Man, I had it up here too. We gotta find the slide, but I have the link for everybody to go and get your stuff here too. So I'll make sure that we bring that up
Absolutely
as well. But I just wanted to have a little bit of fun there. But also, hey, yeah, man, we got to make it down to MSG because, like, dude,
we're going
excited to get this matchup back that fell apart on Fight Island. Like, after all, like, what do you think was in the bag?
What is in the bag? What's in the bag?
As Guru, you were saying, you know, against Atman and Zaitar, how do you see yourself mashing these taters, Matt?
Man, he's got no potatoes this time.
Uh-oh.
He's going to be a completely different fighter than you've seen. You know, he's 13-0 with like 11 knockouts or something, but that's all on the potatoes. This time he's got no potatoes and he's got a steamroller across from him. So it's good. I'm gonna be serving him some humble pie.
Love it. I don't know if humble pie is made with potatoes, but it's going to be. So on potatoes, what's your favorite way to eat potatoes, man?
Oh man, I love breakfast potatoes. Honestly.
Breakfast potatoes, dude. So I would never have said breakfast potatoes, but this guy for the last what was it, the London card? He made these unbelievable. He's stirring the pot, he's going crazy with it, bro. Those are the best fucking breakfast potatoes I ever had. So I'm like, all right, I'm about some breakfast potatoes.
Breakfast potatoes, but I think at MSG I'm making mashed potatoes.
Oh yeah, baby. Mashing them taters. We love to hear it. Hell yeah, dude. What do you think about, speaking of fight announcements, right? Your boy Billy Q just got one, right? What do we think about his matchup, Alexander Hernandez?
Man, I love that fight for Billy. You know, that's another big name. You know, Hernandez has been around. So, you know, Billy's a big name. Alex is a big name. And that's a great fight. You know, it'll be interesting to see how Hernandez does, you know, going down to 45. So we'll see, man. Look at that. Look at that Team Steam.
That shirt's fucking fire, dude.
Team Steam. Make sure you guys, that's the link right there. millions.co/Matt-Frevola-MMA. Get that shirt. We're about to be ordering it right now.
Yeah, that's fucking fire. That's a dope shirt.
And look, all the boys got together. This is our album cover.
There we go, yo.
It's a mixtape.
Young Killers.
Oh my God. It makes me very uncomfortable. You make me uncomfortable. You look like you wanted like you want to sell me perkies. I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know, man. Yo, college was a crazy time. I might have tried to. Anyways, so as we circle back to our fights here, like you were just talking about, man, like you were there in the corner for Naz Sadikov on Dana White Contender Series. Is that something you do often? Do you corner guys frequently? And do you have any other training partners right now that you expect to be like knocking on the UFC's door soon?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, at Law MMA at Sarah BJJ, the Sarah Longo team is full of like young killers coming. You know, Ray Longo is just breeding champions out of that gym, and these guys are all young. They're all hungry, and they're all coming. And these guys keep me young. You know, I'm like the old guy in the gym now, and these guys keep me young, keep me on my toes, and keep me ready to go. And I'm excited to see, you know, the next generation of Sarah Longo fighters coming.
If you had to pick one, right? Maybe they're not listening. If you had to pick one, who's the guy? Who's the young lion that everybody's like, uh-oh.
Well,
he's the one.
You already saw Nazim, but you probably already saw Bazooka, Dennis Bazooka. He got a
good
big
friends
series, which he didn't get signed, but it's only a matter of time before you see Bazooka in the UFC. That kid's a killer. And then even Charlie Campbell, man, that kid is a killer too. And he came out there swinging. He got caught, but he's dealing with the loss well. You know,
he just had a grappling match.
Yeah, exactly. He bounced back, had a grappling match at Fury, got a win, got his hand raised, and I think you'll be seeing Charlie. I know you'll be seeing Bazooka and Charlie, and then a few other guys too, man. You know, we got Dylan Montello. He's fighting in Long Island like in 2 weeks, I believe.
Oh wow.
And a bunch more guys fighting that are going to be coming.
Are these the main guys that make up your? It's probably a silly question. Are these the main guys that make up your training camp? No.
Oh yeah, you know, everybody in the gym And then we even got Justin Montavo, the kid. He's fighting for Bellator. He's going through an injury right now, but he's signed with Bellator. He's going to be making noise in Bellator. We got Pumi Nakuda who's back in the gym finally, and he's the CFFC champ.
Yeah, I was about to say he's a fucking savage too. See, that's the thing. So we're obviously from the area, so I was just for the last 2 CFFC events. I was there, so I saw 107 and 104. So I saw him fight, and I saw Builder fight twice, and I saw Charlie fight twice. So and Dennis is actually kind of friend of the show. He was here a little bit before you, so now you guys are Eskimo brothers.
There you go.
Not only training partners.
Yeah, slightly sketchy. But that is all right.
It's slightly sketchy is how we like to operate.
Yeah.
So now, like we were talking about before we got on air, the Mets are live right now. We see you on Twitter. You're a big Mets fan. Guru's a big Mets fan. They're my second team, so I rock with you guys. What other teams do you support? Is it all New York, anything like that? And what's your favorite sport to watch?
Yeah, I love Mets. I bleed blue and orange. And then I'm Jets fan as well. Jets, we've had a couple tough years, and like I was choked up when Zach went down in that preseason game.
Oh yeah.
But luckily his knee's all right, and hopefully he'll be back soon. But I'm Jets fan, Mets fan, Islanders. I go with the Islanders, and then Knicks.
Nice. All right.
Yes, there you go. You got TB on the Knicks. I'm Knicks too, but basketball's probably like lower on my tier. I'm that rare Mets Giants fan.
That is fair.
Yeah, so I'm not. I know no ill will towards the Jets. You guys are just. I feel bad because again, one of my buddies literally lives on the island, right? Jets fan, Islanders fan, Mets fan. So I always feel bad for the Jets and Mets fans because it's like it's been tough. These Mets these days, baby. Turning it around.
This is it. This is our fucking year.
As long as we can beat these damn Dodgers, we need the bullpen to step it up.
Yeah, and they did like an old timers. They like Steve Cohen's got that franchise rocking again.
He does, man. It's looking so good right now. We got the momentum going, and I believe. This is our year. You got to believe.
Absolutely. I mean, you clear out some of that toxicity, right? I mean, I'm sure you know some of that stuff from your own life, right? Training camps, like maybe smaller groups of friends, this and that. Like you change it like a little bit of toxicity, and like all of a sudden, there really is a big change. No,
really is, man. And they got such a good clubhouse now, and it looks like everyone's clicking, and we're coming.
We love it. We love to see. I really am. So it's very, very exciting. We should have won fucking yesterday too. I was fucking depressed. But we'll get it back today. It's baseball.
That's right.
Oh my god, man. TB, what else do we have for the guy?
Yeah, so I would say my final question here is, being that you're on Chronic Combat Conversations, we have a couple important questions for you. Number one, do you dabble in the chronic at all? Number two, do you enjoy gambling on fights yourself? And number three, have you ever placed a bet on yourself?
So I do like to gamble here and there on the fights, but I refuse to download an app, so I'm not like gonna get into it like smart, that. I got my one buddy who'll take my action, and he usually takes my action because he usually takes all my money. But every once in a while you got to do it. Spices it up a little bit. And I have not bet on myself, not yet. I usually leave that to my dad and my brother and my buddies, and then we all win. And then chronic, are we talking about like weed?
Oh yeah, the good stuff is legal for us.
Weed? Who's that? Weed? Who's talking about weed?
Well, you would never do it. I mean, fighting. We got a camp coming up. I don't know the New York State Athletic Commission stance compared to Vegas, but I know it's legal in both states. I mean,
it is, and a little THC has always helped me out.
Hey,
a little THC has always helped me out. When I was just in Vegas, I did a high rollers jiu-jitsu competition.
Yes,
that was insane, man. That was something like I've never seen before. Like I walk in there, like I check in, they give me this like little goodie bag of like like pre-rolls and like portable like dabs.
Yes.
And as soon as I walk in, like everybody's like smoking in like this warehouse. They got this dab bar where it's like anyone walks up and does a dab. They had this like leaf blower where they were putting weed in and it was just shooting out smoke. It was such a cool atmosphere. And then the competition was great. You know, everybody
A
was
lot of people were there.
high level jiu-jitsu. Everyone was like crushing it. They had a cage. It was one of the coolest events I've ever been to.
Yeah, well, everyone's on performance enhancing drugs. Of course they're crushing it. Come on, Matt.
Exactly.
Be real here.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's going inverted, throwing up barambolos and
So that's actually funny because of all, of the other fighters that we've had on the show, you are actually the first one that, chronically partakes. So, man,
Is it an often thing?
family,
Like once a week, once a month, blue moon, every day?
I mean, most nights I would
Yeah,
definitely I take a little Sonny's Wellness CBD, and then I take a couple rips of my brother's bong, and then I'm out like a light getting
Very
that.
nice. I love it. I love
So
it.
I
That's
guess
awesome.
the last thing before we were to get to any breakdowns or anything else, are there any sponsors or anyone special that you want to shout out here before we get moving along to the UFC Paris card?
You know, I'm gonna shout out my brother, Cheesy McFreshington on the cheese roller. You know, he was really the one who got me on Twitter. He was telling me so long, like, you got to get on Twitter, and finally I got on Twitter and listened to what he said, and it's really working out. I'm able to connect with all the people, and I had no idea that so many people cared to watch me fight and are into all this, and it's been great. You know, it's a great ride.
Yeah, man. I similarly, like, not to make that about me, but I was never into Twitter. I had a Twitter for 10 years. TB told me, dude, get on Twitter. It's a different social media. You'll like it. Okay, whatever. Fine. I get into it. Now, not only am I into Twitter, but I do a podcast where I interview fucking awesome UFC fighters and break down fights every week. And I never in a million years would have thought I'd be doing this. And I do it every week. And
Let's
it's all
go.
because of that Twitter community.
Living the dream, Guru. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. I really,
So,
man. Cheers. I'll drink to that, baby. Cheers.
Yeah, man.
Let's go, Mets.
Cheers.
Let's go.
So, and hey, we'll pull it up, man. Let's get down to it because, like we said, we are traveling around the world here.
First time ever in Paris, man.
Yeah,
France just recently legalized MMA. For anybody that doesn't know why they haven't gone there.
Yeah, we'll catch up with the chat once we get through the breakdown here. We know Matt's on a little bit of a limited schedule, so we'd like to get through as many breakdowns as we can, but we appreciate you guys in the chat. If you haven't already, make sure you like this video, make sure you subscribe, make sure you're following Steamroller out there on Twitter, man. Matt Steamroller Frevola. He's a great follow, interactive, posts so many funny things. That's why I had to bring up the fights around the world. It was perfect with Paris, and he was just tweeting it the other day, so I was like, we're doing some Photoshop, baby.
There you go. Good old Photoshop. Gotta love it.
So that's it, man. So now here we go, man. I'm ready. I got pictures of all the stats, and I even got the lines ready for you people. Like I am prepared.
That's what's fancy. That's what's fancy. Fancy is the fact that TB is somehow prepared.
Yeah, man. So
dude, I can't believe Gane is such a favorite, huh?
Dude,
you massive favorite.
Do you wanna take the lead here? I normally start with the breakdowns here, but I'd love to pass the torch. How do you see this fight going? I mean, like you said, a gigantic favorite. What do you think here, Steamroller?
Man, Gane is definitely the more technical fighter, and he's very good, very technical kickboxer. But Tuivasa has just got that knockout power, so it's like at plus 420, you gotta put something on with Bam Bam for that knockout. Like Bam Bam's the man. That dude's hilarious. I like Gane too. I actually got to meet him when I was at my last fight out in California. He fought Ngannou, and I met him out there, and I met his team, and they were real cool guys. But Bam Bam, I mean, I think everybody wants to see that dude drinking a shoey after he knocks that guy out. I think that'd be sweet.
That really would be fucking sweet. And at plus 420, it's almost like it's calling our name. Like, bet me. Think about it.
On that, I mean, I didn't expect it to be that lopsided.
It really is. When you start to get past minus 300, though, as we know those betting lines, it doesn't matter per se as much. But at minus 540, minus 540 is an 84% win probability, implied win probability. So, does Tuivasa how if they fight 10 times, right? How many times is he going to knock him out? Does he win any other way other than a knockout? Probably not. So, right. So how many times does he knock him out if they fight 10 times? Is it 2? Is it 3?
I mean, he's got a shot every time. That's the thing.
He's got a shot every time. That's a quote, man. I like that. That's a true fighter mentality right there. Just let me put the gloves on and go. Don't need the odds.
And that's kind of the way he's been fighting. He's been knocking people out, and he's got that power at heavyweight. He's a big dude. And like at heavyweight, that's it. These guys have that like one touch like knockout power. So I mean, at plus 420, I mean you got to hit that bong and put some money on it.
Yeah, damn straight. Right, even if it's just a little grandma couch cushion play, like that is a good point. Like if you are playing this fight, like I don't even necessarily think that Gane is a safe parlay piece. Not at the line. No. Do I expect him to maintain the range and avoid power shots and clinch up when necessary? Yeah, kind of, because if you're not getting knocked out by Ngannou, are you going to get knocked out by Tai? I'm not sure. Good point. He has a really good way of, especially now in this bigger cage, he has a really good way of utilizing that, circling the cage, chipping and moving. And Tai has shown a propensity to be impatient, as technical as he is with setting up leg kicks, absolutely smashing, devastating leg kicks, and ridiculously fight-changing power, which Ciryl Gane at heavyweight doesn't seem to have. I'm not sure that Tai is going to be able to bring enough. Like, I just don't think that Gane's going to give him a fucking chance at it. I think eventually he's going to frustrate him too.
We'll see. He's got 5 rounds to do it though, right?
5 rounds to do it, which is very interesting. Will they need 5 rounds? TV, what are we thinking?
So I'm thinking if there's a way that Tuivasa gets it done, there is a technical approach that could get there. I mean, something that he's really been working out of recently is that offensive clinch. And the way to get to Gane is to slow him down. How do you do that? You throw the leg kicks. And what does Tuivasa do? He steps off the center line so he's not throwing blind, and he throws heavy leg kicks. 2, he throws body head combinations also. It's not like he's just winging one punch overhands and sloppily, not technically looking for just a straight up finish. Like Tuivasa has shown, he has some big time advancements in his technical approach. The things that get me worried are that it's more on the offensive side of things. Defensively, he still ends up square a bit too often. And also, I mean, if Greg Hardy is able to land on you consistently before you're able to find the finish, I know Ciryl Gane's going to be able to touch you. The question is, are you going to be able to slow down Ciryl Gane? Because Gane is not going to get a one-punch knockout. That's not happening. And as much as I want to play the over in this fight, at the end of it, I'm going for the fight ends inside the distance at minus 250. You're covered if Tuivasa gets his early knockout, and you're covered if Tuivasa gasses out because Gane goes to his 3 takedowns per 15 minutes and just wears on Tuivasa, because guess what? That's the hole in his game. It's not really so much the striking that's going to hurt him as much against Gane. The question is, does Gane go for his takedowns and submission game? Because that's where he's proficient and so far ahead of Tai Tuivasa. We saw Sergey Spivak get a submission victory over Tuivasa. Why couldn't Gane do the same? It might be because he wants to prove something on the feet. So I'm not going to bet aside. Give me inside the distance, minus 250 for a heavyweight fight that's 5 rounds and a guy that's never been 5 rounds in Tai Tuivasa. That feels like an easy play to me. And it's not like one of those like minus 1,000s that haven't been hitting. Right. Minus 250, I feel good about that.
So it's Gane by finish at minus 250, you said?
No. Fight ends inside the distance.
Oh, fight ends inside the distance. Oh, wow.
Yeah, minus 250. That's going to be my biggest play for this fight.
Wow.
Sounds like a smart bet.
That's super interesting because when I was looking at it, and maybe now I don't like it as much, I was kind of thinking that like I kind of like this fight to start round 3 at least
I guess, but
because
you're playing with fire.
yeah, you're playing with fire in these
I mean,
heavyweight fights.
keep it short and sweet, man. I mean, that's really all it is. And I think we're ready for the next fight, no?
I think you're right. Fuck.
So, shit, man. Once again, here we go. Co-main event. I might be more excited for this fight than the main event.
Good one.
No offense to current company, but like Robert Whittaker really might be like my favorite fighter of all time. So it's been like really difficult to handicap his fights at times for me. Remember, like the last Izzy fight, I was just like, Izzy, and I don't want to break down this fight anymore.
Yeah. So I mean, Whittaker minus 210, Vettori plus.
Oh, hang on 1 second, TB. Mr. Frevola, what were you about to say, buddy?
I got to go with Whittaker too. I think I like him too. He's just a good guy, you know, and that, I mean, but you guys are the expert bettors. I'm the shitty bettor who just goes with like who I like and what I want to see. So I mean, I'm gonna go with Whittaker decision. I think he's gonna go out there and just touch him and move him and touch and move and pick him apart. But we'll see.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, ultimately, that is what should happen. If you look at statistics, if you look at everything else, I mean, sure, Vittori's got a bit of a wrestling and grappling advantage, but, you know, the striking numbers, for the most part, Whittaker, you know, takes the cake. However, you start to see, you know, the accuracy. Yeah, I mean, some of the guys Whittaker's faced really good. Adesanya for a solid 32 minutes. Yeah, that'll do it to you as far as your accuracy numbers being low. But, I mean, Marvin Vettori, although he lacks the kind of depth to his technical approach, he's a bulldog and he has a block of a chin. So it's like you're not knocking that guy out. We saw Paulo Costa land a flush head kick. We saw, I mean, basically everyone lands something flush on Vettori here or there, whether it's Adesanya or anyone. And he's not even dropped or knocked down, let alone getting knocked out. So Whittaker's not landing the 1-2 head kick setup knockout. That's watch it happen now. But like that's I think ultimately like, this fight's going to go the distance. Vettori's not a finisher unless he's facing someone out of their element on the ground. It's only 3 rounds, and Vettori's got a blocked chin. The only thing that worries me is that Whittaker keeps talking about this move up to 205, and it's like, how much is he really there for this weight cut still to 185? Yeah. And he's still not even like the biggest stature for a 185er. So Vettori, he's
like 170.
That's it. So I mean, Vettori here, I see the plus 180. It looks juicy to me. I'm curious, but ultimately, fight goes the distance. Is probably what I'm looking to do, and I want to parlay it to my last one of the fight doesn't go the distance. So if we do that, I think we're looking at a nice solid play.
Vettori did impress me. I thought Costa was going to get him, but Vettori toughed that out. He
really did. He was impressive.
That was an impressive win.
It really was, and that's kind of why I was so heavy on Costa last week or 2 weeks ago, because he looked so good in that 5th round against Vettori, who's such a fucking stud. You know, you fought on the same card as him as well. So maybe you've hung out with him, met him at all, maybe walked by him. He's such a meathead, bro, but he's obviously such a hard worker.
Oh yeah, I mean, you definitely you got to, and he's a beast, man. You can't really count him out.
No, not at all. And at plus 180, it gets kind of difficult, which is why, like, for me, again, like a Whittaker fan and certainly like, advocate, it becomes difficult. Hearing him want to move up to 205, I'm like, dude, where's your management? Please don't do that. That's such a bad idea. But to hear him not want to do the weight cut, I do like. I mean, I have to get concerned about where his head's at. As somebody at least at 31 has now fought Izzy twice, I feel like he feels he's climbed the mountain and he's not sure where else to go. Whereas somebody like Vettori, maybe it's literally just the fact that he's a blockhead, but he's so stubborn. He's like, I won that last fight, and like I'm right there for a shot, and nobody's taking me. Like it's just that part of it is kind of scary. So that's where like maybe
more hungry guy.
Exactly. So maybe that's where like my heart again, like I'm there's no shot I'm betting against Whittaker. So I'm not touching sides. I'm gonna circle Whittaker to win, and I'm betting the fight to go the distance. And I kind of liked it parlayed to the main event going over 1.5. But I got all spooked. I like it to go over 1.5 because I like those guys to be a little bit more patient. But God, Tai Tuivasa is such a fucking time bomb, and heavyweight MMA is so crazy. Now I'm getting scared about it. But that's kind of where I was leaning pre-show.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm staying away from this one too, and just kind of rooting for Whittaker.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely rooting for Whittaker. He's just such a fucking stud. I remember going head to head with TB on the first Izzy Whittaker fight and just being just so sad.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. TB, what's going on, bud? What are we? We're moving on to this.
I guess that one, that finishes up that, and we kind of get into, we take a solid drop off from our co-main event. Unfortunately, we have Alessio Di Chirico versus Roman Kopylov. I mean, when you say the names Robert Whittaker, and then those are the next ones that follow. The excitement is sure to be. It's not like we're watching a Matt Frevola fight where you're guaranteed action. It's Alessio Di Chirico and Roman Kopylov. So what I think is from distance that these guys are going to get into a little bit of a staring match. They're both kind of got the same idea from distance, but like the line kind of says it's going to be one of those close matchups. Di Chirico -115, Kopylov -105. I mean, steamroller. What are you thinking here, man? Do you have a pick in this one?
Dude, I'm not sure really about either of these guys, but
That's what I'm saying.
Dude, that means you're man, you must do a lot of tape, man. I can tell. Because to not be sure, like, it's obvious. Because there's no way to be sure on this fucking fight. Dude, if you're sure on this fight, you clearly didn't do your research.
Yeah, I have no clue, bro. But we'll see, man. I'll go for a finish. Fuck it.
Okay. All right.
When in doubt, I just root for a finish. Or go for bet the finish.
You know what's funny? What's the narrative on the fight? What's the line on the finish?
That's interesting.
I bet the narrative is that it goes to decision. So we here at the show, we love fading that narrative because so many times the talking heads, it's an echo chamber. They drive the line up. They have it all mixed up, and we've seen, right? Usman's cruising his way to a decision, man, and all the chips go down. Like you never know, and Vegas always fucking wins. So that we always know.
Fight goes distance -150.
Interesting.
Not to go the distance +110. A little plus money. I'll throw grandma's couch cushions, but I don't want anything else on this fight. I think, are we safe to move along, guys?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, there's really not much. I'm not the biggest fan of Kopylov. Losing to Carl Roberson of all people, like, shout out Carl, but like, come on, man, like that's not good. And what's his face? Chirico coming off ACL surgery. That's certainly a tough thing. Also, a 17-second knockout to Abdulrazak Al-Hassan. Also, a really tough thing to overcome. 32. Yeah, certainly interested. It's an interesting fight. I'm not sure why they put it on the main card, but we'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
We move along. I'm on Di Chirico.
I agree. That is the final pick. Now the next one here, we got a seasoned veteran, John Makdessi, versus one of those guys that's kind of turned into a seasoned veteran. I mean, Nasrat's already got 8 fights of his own. Nasrat Haqparast -230, Makdessi +195. Mr. Frevola, you got one here?
I was about to say, it's Matt. It's funny how quickly that happens, right? Nasrat comes on the scene. He's the young up and comer. We're like really excited to see what he does. He fights Dan Hooker, and right now all of a sudden he's like the seasoned vet, right? Isn't that interesting to see how that goes? You're the seasoned vet. You were the young guy too.
I know, it's crazy. Time is fucked up.
That is funny.
I think Nasrat's, obviously the favorite and is probably gonna win, but I like Makdessi. I want Makdessi to win. I don't know. Nasrat, I don't know about him, man.
What is it? So give me a little bit more. What is it about Makdessi?
Yeah, so when I was supposed to fight Ottman in Abu Dhabi, like that while back, and then Ottman smuggled that bag in, and
what's in the bag?
Dude, what I think was in the bag it had to be like IVs. I think he had a bad weight cut, and him and his buddy Nasrat was supposed to fight on the card too.
Oh, right.
Yep, Nasrat was supposed to fight on the card too, and they tried to smuggle that bag in because they're probably cheating scumbags, and they are cheating scumbags, and they didn't get their bag in, and then Ottman got cut, and then Nasrat just didn't show up to weigh-ins. You remember?
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
Well,
right.
Oh
I
my
forgot about that
God.
part.
because they didn't get their bag, their fucking IVs,
Right.
Shit.
and then that's how me and Armin got matched up, because Nasrat was supposed to fight Armin, and I was supposed to fight Ottman.
How
Both
did I forget
Ottman
that?
and Nasrat pulled their shit, and so I mean, who knows, man? I don't root for Nasrat because of that.
That's fair. That's a good point. Shit.
Yo, so I mean, from a technical standpoint, I agree with you too. I think McDessie is.
He's a good southpaw. He's got great hands.
Mhm.
You know, his combos are fast. He hits hard. And McDessie's a veteran, you know, and you can't really count McDessie out. You know, he had that win over that young guy. I can't remember the guy's name, but I know.
Ignacio Bahamondes.
Yep. McDessie beat that guy. I feel like a lot of guys, guys can't really hit McDessie as much. He's got good movement. He's a vet. So maybe McDessie can squeak out a decision and just kind of McDessie's got that like kind of karate style a little bit, like those side kicks. So maybe he shows him, you know, he's able to get a decision over Nazareth, or Nazaret's just gonna knock him out because McDessie's old as shit.
Oh my goodness.
You have a good point, though. I mean, you talk about the defense. You know, Nasrat, we always talk about how elite his distance defense is at 74%. McDessie's right there with 71%. So that's elite. And even at his old age, I mean, Bahamondes, elite striker. And to go toe to toe with him and hurt him and be the one that caused the most active damage in that fight. I mean, McDessie still got him, man. That check hook is live as ever. And I think Nasrat, he's kind of one of those faded prospects. Whereas, you know, like you see some guys that are building on their name, and you know, you could go win loss here or there, and still be building as you go. But Nasrat's lost 3 out of his last 4, and like he just has not even looked competitive.
That's not true.
In the Hooker fight, in the Bobby Green fight.
Oh,
And
come
he
on,
got
listen.
knocked out
All
by
right,
Bill.
relax. All right, whoa. I get. Let's.
But Rafa
come on.
Garcia was his one win mixed in there. Dog.
No,
Like,
you're also missing the Alex. Oh, relax. You're missing the Alex Munoz win, number 2, right? And then okay, and then we have to call a spade here, okay? We got to take some of the emotion out of this betting, right? It's one of the most important things about betting, at least that I've learned since being an emotional bettor and losing lots of money doing so. Bobby Green and Dan Hooker, okay, he gets 30-27 by those guys. Fair enough. He doesn't even win a round on really any of the judges' scorecards, okay? Does he get finished? No. Does he even really look like he's going to get finished? No. So he's like not really outclassed, but like, you know, it's just levels to this shit.
Hey, I could see
fair
going out there and doing the same thing.
The problem becomes, and this is like some dumb shit, like age, reach type shit. Like you get that, you're already winning like 55-60% of your fights. And then I'm just thinking that like it's just when these guys are so fast. Bobby Green, hands down, unorthodox. Dan Hooker, really weird fighter, tough as fucking nails. Yes, John McDessie too, tough as nails. I'm not even trying to shit on McDessie. It's obviously what you guys are getting at, and I think it's fair, is that the line is too wide. 100%. I agree. I just think that this is a should be a winnable fight for Nasrat. And I mean the stats certainly say so.
Oh my God, the chat. 10 years.
The chat's been popping
red
off.
Flag for me. They're fighting Daz, not dating. That's pretty funny.
Oh my goodness.
Guys,
Jeez Louise.
Gotta head out of here like 8:50. I got my fantasy football draft coming.
Oh shit. Okay, that's fair. We appreciate you
you?
coming on. I would never even done a podcast on fantasy football draft night, so I really appreciate that.
We're good. We could definitely do this again too. You guys
would
cool
love to have you on anytime, brother.
Yeah, you're part of the family now, Mr. Steamroller.
Let's go, boys.
We love him, man. And like we said, we are going to be getting out there to MSG to see you. We wouldn't miss it for the world. So we can't wait to see you in person too.
Yeah, we're having it. We're gonna have a great time, man. This Ottman guy needs to get his ass kicked, and I'm gonna
without a doubt.
Let's go.
He needs to be humbled. and that's what I'm gonna do. He's got no potatoes this time.
None.
The
No potatoes, baby.
get steamrolled in at MSG. I'm so pumped.
Hell yeah,
Can't
man.
wait, man. That's fucking sick.
This last fight on the main card, I mean, honestly,
Just kidding. There's
I
two
mean,
more.
There's two more on the main card.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I mean, let's see. If there's one, I think this would be the better one to break down with you, Mr.
Yeah,
Steamroller. We got
let's do
Charles
this one.
Gordon versus Nathaniel Wood.
It's a good
This
fight.
is sick.
Go ahead,
Both
man.
guys,
Take it.
both of these sick fucks just fought 2 months ago. Can you talk about that for even a brief second? What even that would be like psychologically, physically?
Man, I mean, these guys gotta stay in the gym. You know, they're not going on any victory tours after they fight. You know, they're getting right back to it, and they're gonna put on a show. Both these guys throw down, man. And I was impressed with Jourdain, how he fought Shane Burgos in Long Island. I thought Burgos was gonna handle him pretty well, but Jourdain impressed me in that fight, especially in that last round. He was coming. And I guess he's the favorite there, but you can't count out Wood. You know, Wood's like he's an English guy, right, or Wales or somewhere around
Yep.
there. So
England.
he's definitely got the Europe home ground. So it'll be interesting. It's pretty close. You know, I'd probably stay away from that, or usually if it's close, I always go with the underdog.
It's on. You know what? It's funny because you get that's a winning method. You not only do dogs win oftentimes more than not, but like especially in UFC, it's you do not make money. You're betting minus 130 to minus 170 favorites consistently. You're not making money, UFC.
Yeah, you got dogs. I rarely bet favorites, but I also rarely win. So.
Hey, listen, man. Maybe not only you a guest on the podcast, maybe you're a fan of the podcast. You start listening, getting some bets, maybe a little extra scratch. Who knows?
Oh yeah, definitely taking notes.
I'm taking notes. We appreciate it. We're taking notes on you, man.
Nice talking to you guys. I appreciate the support, and let's chop it up again for another fight night.
Seriously, anytime, man. Thanks so much. It really meant the world to us. I mean, sir, I don't even have enough things to say. Sir, you're the fucking man. We'll be rooting for you hard. I'll be you got a million DMs, but I'll be there DMing you still, and we'll definitely chat. And we'd love to have you on.
No doubt, boys. You guys be good.
Best of luck. Stay healthy, my friend.
See you in New York in November. Oh, look at that perfectly timed little fist bump there.
He must be a TikTok guy.
Yeah, right. What a guy. Wow.
What a savage, man. That was sick. All right, let me grab a beer. I'm really thirsty.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna go double back now. We'll go to the Gomez and Aaron's fight. I'll go ahead and get us started here because William Gomez versus our boy. Sorry guys, little frazzle, just getting myself really set. So we got William Gomez versus Jarno Aaron's. Yeah, I mean this fight has the potential to
did we finish Wood?
We're gonna go back to it. We're gonna go back.
No, why would we go back to it?
Because we weren't like at like a firm place. Like,
is there any? All right, so since we're going backwards and we have people's attention, is there anything else we wanted to say about any of the other fights?
Well, I mean, to Kiriko, it's like, do you really want minus 115 on like a fight that's probably going to go to a close kickboxing decision?
No, probably not.
Love it, but that's my pick.
Again, if anybody loves it, you're degenerate, and that's fine.
Like to be a split decision, like maybe that's what you want to do on that fight, or
guys, thanks so much in the chat. Thank you so much all for being here. You guys are fucking savages.
Yeah, we're gonna start bringing up the chat a little bit more as it happens live now.
Hopefully a lot more. TB, get it together.
Yeah. Well, I just I want to give
the fuck
time. Yo, Steamroller was great. He was the man. Such a nice guy. Can't wait.
Such a genuinely nice guy.
Play the split. Yeah, man, for sure. We gotta see where the money's at.
TBI, all right, so can I say something? I'm going to say something live because I'm too stupid. I like the odds, but I don't like that it's already made my small stats even like smaller. Like there has to be something else.
You
have to suck a dick. I can't see. Like, what do you want me to do?
Like, pull them up on your laptop as we go.
No, I have
a slideshow while you go on your.
No, I can't. I have Tapology on the iPad. I got notes and betting lines on my phone. I can't.
You people see what I deal with all the time, right here. This right here. This.
I'm just saying.
It's never.
Nobody
enough.
wants to listen to this. We got to move along.
Yeah. Anyway, so McDessie, I'm taking the plus 195, or just.
No, that's super emotional on a card. Listen to me.
Oh.
On a card that I've seen a ton of value in dogs, whether it's Nathaniel Wood or even fucking Tai or Vettori, who I don't think will win, but even those kind of dog shots and dogs we're gonna get into. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, the other thing that I wanted.
I didn't get more whiskey though.
Jeez. Well, the thing I just wanted to finalize, I sent it to Guru also in a text because I can't forget about it. It's the main event. Fight doesn't go the distance. Parlayed to the co-main event. Fight goes the distance.
Yeah, what
Both
the fuck
of them
is
are
that?
minus 250, and it comes out to minus 104. So that's going to be
Ooh.
one of my bigger plays as far as like chalky parlays. Just
Can you actually lay that on BetMMA for at least a unit and it covers my crazy?
I didn't lay anything yet.
Oh, you didn't lay those?
No, I didn't lay anything yet. So we'll get into.
Oh, you didn't lay anything.
Exactly. I wanted to make sure that we were fully on board with some of these things. So
are you grabbing more Malbec? I don't even know what red wine you're drinking. I'm just making fun of you.
Cabernet Sauvignon.
Did you say the? Okay. Oh my god.
Jeez.
Bring up the.
That's it. I think Guru just left the chat. That's it. He's got. No, I'm just kidding. He's coming back. He's getting whiskey. Yeah, I got some good stuff. Get yourself a Four Loko, 14%. Then add 2 shots of vodka in it. Oh yeah, baby. There you go. That was our college recipe. I'm actually in one of my old college roommates' houses right now on the road in Boston. We're having a good time. And Four Loko was definitely a thing when I was in college. Like that was the original recipe. I had some fucked up friends, and they just wanted to black out every time. So we definitely had some Four Loko experiences. He's sitting here nodding his head next to me. I'm betting that for sure. Yeah.
You're such a good fucking co-host.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah.
Our other friends, not me.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, Mr. John never tried a Four Loko in his life. But
oh my god, Four Locos. What did I miss? Four Locos.
So,
you don't want to fucking drink those.
First of all, Juice betting my parlay. Second of all, Juice thought our back and forth was hilarious. So
that's good.
And then 3, get yourself a Four Loko, 14%, and then add 2 shots of vodka.
You're a sick fuck, Justin.
Yeah.
You must have. I love it.
And then Jude just drinks Crown. Yeah, man. I always see you up on the Insta pouring
Crown Royal,
stories,
just like regular Crown. That's cognac, no?
Yeah, or is it whiskey?
Tell us,
Jude.
Is it?
I'm
is
pretty
it
sure Hennessy is cognac and Crown is a whiskey. I could be wrong. Anywho, we're gonna get rolling along here as
Hennessy is a
fell
cognac.
off the rails here. But we got William Gomez versus Journo Aarons. I think this is a clear case of a showcase fight. And if Guru wants to try to tell me differently, maybe, but you got an MMA Factory product in Gomez, and he's shown he's willing to go to that wrestling. But he's I think he's a really good kickboxer too. If this fight stays on the feet, it's just against Aarons. The clear hole is that this guy doesn't have great fight IQ, doesn't have great takedown defense, and doesn't have great get-up game. So yeah, he's got decent size, but guess who's taller? Mr. Gomez. Guess who has a more active approach overall? Mr. Gomez. And yeah, overall, I just think that this is one of those spots where I'm going to go with the favorite. It seems pretty clear to me that Gomez should have it covered. And Aarons, I don't even think 3 knockouts, 5 submissions, 5 decisions as far as his victories. That's on the regional scene. That is extremely poor. That is extremely poor. Okay.
Oh my God. Tell it like it is, TB.
Yeah, I'll be right back. Go ahead, Guru. Tell them what you think.
All right, so I'm gonna tell him what I think for a minute. I'm gonna steer this ship right off the fucking rails. Where the fuck are we going? He doesn't even know. You drink tequila, Polish, so vodka. Dude, I can't drink fucking vodka. I just can't unless I'm mixing it. Mezcal. I like tequila. I've never really liked mezcal. Mezcal's like more harsh, right? I don't really know. I'm tequila. Prefer nice. You're literally crazy with the Four Loko. Jalapenos. Oh my God. I don't know what you're doing, Justin, but just okay. So with this fucking fight, you see Journo Aarons and what he's shown inside in the regional tape is that while he's good, he likes to counter strike, right? And he's got this nice counter uppercut and the nice overhand, right? I'm not gonna lie. And he's also willing to check the leg kicks, which is good to see. But the problem is that, and especially in this fight, he's got really suspect takedown defense, right? And he's too defensive on the ground. He shows no urgency to get up off of his back. That's a problem when you're going to fight a guy here in Gomez, who's extremely explosive kickboxer that has shown literally just in his last fight on YouTube. You can go look it up against Jose Marcos. He showed in his last fight that he's not only extremely explosive in the kickboxing, but not only willing to mix up the grappling, but like almost prefers it, like comfortable leaning against the cage, comfortable going for takedowns, comfortable in top control. So when you see those kinds of things, like he's gonna grapple fuck this guy, and he's very explosive. So I really do like him to win this fight, and minus 215 seems fair. And I think the only reason it's not getting blown up in price is because people haven't done the research into what we've seen.
Yeah, I've seen a few people on the Aaron side. I think on the feet, it could be a little bit closer.
What would be the logic of somebody on the Aaron side? That's so weird. Dude, he just lost the Aaron's. And again, I'm not even trying to be a hater. It's on YouTube. The dude lost a fight in April of this year.
Ew.
He gets grapple fucked.
That's not ideal.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it was a 5-round championship fight, but 5 rounds of just getting grapple fucked and not getting up. So
not an ideal look.
Yeah, Aaron's get up game is so bad it needs Viagra. Mushroom, you're the fucking man. I'm saying third right now. Let's go.
Oh my god! Wait, what did this? Sammy Sosa and swing.
Those are my boys from college.
We love it.
I'll
drink to that.
John in the chat, hanging out with me tonight, having a great time.
My boys from college.
I think Gomez,
dude, Matt Frevola.
Let me tell you the prop I would want there would be if Gomez, if I can get.
I can't hear you. Can you talk up a little bit?
Sorry, I'm mumbling to myself. Gomez by submission.
Honestly, your mic is maybe you're just a little low. I'd like to hear you louder.
All right, how's that?
Much better. Wow.
Okay,
yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm in slightly different positioning than normal, so I'm upset that you didn't say anything.
Yeah, you usually bent. No, I just now, but yeah, you're bent over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, no, I had to turn it up a little because it's a little further away. It was the way I set it up, though.
That's our favorite song.
Stop.
Turn up the music. J-Lo, baby. Oh God. Turn up the music.
I said, no, yeah.
Let's get loud.
Let's get loud. Let's get loud. Yeah, we were bumping that at Guru's house during a fight night. I think I was a little too tipsy / high.
A little too tipsy?
Yeah, just a little. But anyways, if you don't finish Ramadan, judging is going towards the French. Yeah, that's another reason I'll heavily lean Gomez in that fight. But by submission, the plus 700 for a guy that's actively going to look to grapple against an opponent that has the submission laws and gets controlled. Hello, plus 700. That's a greasy submission prop that I'd like to touch. Tempted to touch.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Keep your hands to yourself, man.
Yeah. So, okay. So let's get back to Jourdain versus Wood. I wish a homie would.
Wait, what? You wish a homie would what?
It's just like a saying.
Yeah, is it? Not anywhere I've heard. Anyway, go break down this fucking fight.
I had to change the words around a little bit if you catch my drift. But Charles Jourdain just was in there against your boy Shane Burgos, one of the biggest 145ers now with PFL. But from a size perspective, I don't know how Burgos was cutting down to 145, whereas
no way.
Nathaniel Wood is a guy coming up from 135. So from just a size perspective, Jourdain goes from being the shorter fighter by a few inches to being 3 inches taller. But even so, they have the same reach. Nathaniel Wood, ultimately, I think this fight is a 50-50 fight. I don't think it's enough for me to want to lay the money line on Wood. But the fact that they have this fight goes the distance for a guy like Wood. I mean, I guess the concern is John Dodson knocked him out, but John Dodson is a lot faster.
Did anybody watch BKFC last weekend? Fucking John Dodson's a savage.
So yeah,
he knocks people the fuck out.
And Jordan, I think at this point he's one of those volume guys that like doesn't really have one punch power, and he relies on his cardio and like pace to get it done. And Wood, I think he's got good enough cardio and pace overall. So, yeah, I guess overall I expect this fight to go the distance, and I don't know why it's basically in line 50-50, like minus 135 for the fight to go the distance. I'm gonna lay at least to win 1 unit on that.
Yeah, I similarly to the co-main event, a fight that is extremely tough and honestly even close, and where I got find a decent cop out and a prop, and where I think it goes the distance. I think Nathaniel Wood is really tough to finish, and I think Charles Jourdain has shown himself as as somebody that was like an explosive finisher, right? Has kind of shown himself to go to decision. Right, he's gone to decision with Shane Burgos. He's gone to decision with Andre Ewell. He makes it to the 3rd round and loses to Julian Erosa. So I think the fight actually goes deep, and I do lean to the Nathaniel Wood side. As you see, the striking numbers. So if Jourdain, the striker, that's what he's gonna do. The numbers are on Wood's side. That's not a great start. And then Jourdain, in 9 total UFC fights, has 4 takedowns attempted and has 0 successful takedowns. So I at least have Wood willing to go for takedowns, willing to mix in the grappling at some point, whether he's hurt, if he needs to, whatever. Like, he's good. He might mix in the game. Let's call the strike, right? Close fight. Let's call the striking. Let's call the striking even. And then the grappling goes to Wood. I kind of think that gives Wood a decent chance. And at plus money in a coin flip, I honestly think it was just kind of weird. Like, I honestly think that if you do your homework and you line a fight 50-50 and you get plus money, you have to take it. It's not like it's not enough, which is kind of what you said earlier. Like, if you do the work and line a fight 50-50 and you're getting plus money, I'm not saying you need to bet your house, but you need to reach into grandma's couch cushion and you need to play the dog, because that's work. Like, it's not an educated guess. It's not a emotional, I'm just taking the dog. We've done the work. It's near 50-50 fight. I like the dog here.
Okay. All right. I dig that. And yeah, I think without further ado, I mean, it's prelim time, right? So, oh yeah, there's another Tugger picture.
Maddie! Bro, Duke, he was such a savage, though.
What a guy.
Another guy that just...
And hey, make sure, once again, millions.co/Matt-Frevola-MMA. Make sure you get that Team Steam shirt. We'll be rocking that heading to MSG. I'll tell you that for sure. So,
yeah, TB. So TB, you're gonna order the Team Steam shirts, and I'll order the Dustin Poirier hot sauce, like, because we still didn't get that order.
Yeah. All right.
Or are you busy making your own?
I am busy.
You're not interested in ordering Poirier hot sauce.
Oh wow! Oh Jesus Christ!
Oh my goodness! Wow, dude, Marshall, what do you do for a living, dude? Do you write comedy? Are you a screenwriter? What's going on, man?
Jordan, I got to go with. Fair enough.
Jordan. What did he say about DraftKings?
Yeah, he's got fantasy DraftKings MMA, and Jordan he's got to go with.
Why is there like this specific? I don't do it as we move up to the next fight.
Volume.
Like, is there? Oh, you think he's gonna score points?
Yeah. So I think that makes sense. He definitely has volume, but I think the fight also Wood has good chin, good cardio, all that. So our next fight here, we got Abus Magomedov versus Dustin Stoltzfus.
Speak with maybe a little like maybe a little
Say it with your chest. Is that what you're
saying? Yeah, a little flavor. Give it a little flavor. We've got Albus and we've got Dustin.
Yeah, I mean,
No, listen, this isn't the most exciting fight.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, like, Come on, you heard how excited I was before with Matt Frevola.
You were.
Now we got
I'm just a little
Avis Magomedov is gonna fucking wash Dustin Stoltzfus.
You know what?
Okay, and listen, no.
Fine.
No, you hold on for a second.
There you go. There he is. I get the fire going.
God damn it, shut up. So Avis Magomedov, man, I mean, this is just someone that's going to come out, rinse, repeat. He's going to get his game going and do what he does. Dustin Stoltzfus, the only reason I had any money, any whatever on him in his last fight is because of Guru's Poopies rant about our best friend, Dwight Grant. And you know what? Guru was right on this occasion. However, that was the only occasion you bet Dustin Stoltzfus. 0-3 in the UFC, back against the wall, fighting a fighter that's even worse than he is, moving up a weight class 1 month after getting knocked out. So, yeah, at the end of the day, Abis is coming in. He's getting a setup fight for his welcome to the UFC. It's been too long since he was slated to make his debut to when he's actually making his debut. So, Guru, go ahead. I got Abis, minus 260. Throw him, I don't know, do whatever you want with him.
So, the problem is here's the issue.
I have the play actually. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, here's the issue. Dustin is my guy, obviously, at this point. Like we're tight, we're homies. Like I'm flying out to Germany, it's no big deal. No. Listen, after cashing on him as the dog against Dwight fucking Grant after my glorious rant. I mean, and again, to cash on it in Chicago was just deliciousness. But I was like, oh my God, a dog spot again? Let's fucking go. Let's go. We got him. Who cares, Magomedov? Oh, they're disrespecting my guy. We're ready to roll again. Yeah, I'm not so sure. I'm really not so sure. Especially after you see like kind of who they try to match him up with, right? So he has 3 canceled UFC fights. He hasn't fought in a year and a half, right? So they match him up with GM3 Gerald Mearshart. They match him up with Kizriev. Then they max him up with Mahmoud Muradov.
Jeez.
All 3 of which
today, Junior.
All of which get canceled, and now he's getting Dustin Stoltzfus. So they're basically like, all right, Dustin, you may have squeaked out this contract against us, but this is your opponent. So, good luck with that. And Dustin didn't really get much of a time off since his from the fight on, I believe it was UFC Long Island, and this fight here. And now, not only is that the case, but he actually, from watching an interview, I learned they actually know each other from the regional German fight scene. Because even though Abis is from Dagestan, he moved to Germany in his teens and learn kickboxing. But from there, he was obviously on the German regional scene. And Dustin and him, they definitely know of each other. Were probably slated to fight at some point. Or at least knew of each other. So it's certainly interesting. Where I'm going with this is that Albus probably is going to get it done.
Okay.
And Dustin, as much as I want to be with him, I'm not sure that his wrestling or his cardio is his cardio is definitely not going to hold up. I'm just not sure his wrestling is going to be enough here against a guy that is decently well-versed.
Ebis round 3 plus 850.
I guess to my other point was what I wanted to say is that like I don't want any. Can you move on to the next fight? What are you fucking?
Yeah. Well, I'm waiting for you to stop rambling.
No, you don't have to wait for nothing. You can move on to the next thing. My point is that I think that this is a learning. I know actually that this is a learning fight. I don't care how much of a degenerate you are. Bet a prop if that's how you feel. Otherwise, just sit back, watch, and take some notes so we can bet on those guys moving forward.
Fuck that. All right, so we've got our next fight for Reese Ziem versus Mikhail Figlak. Ziem's going to be taller. Probably going to have a reach advantage. Just no way to be sure when they don't have the reach listed on UFC stats. So it's unfortunate, but we're doing our best out here. But one thing I will tell you is that Faris Ziem has not shown any wherewithal to get any sort of finishes at the UFC level. Also, he sucks on the ground. It's just Figlock has pressure, he has pace, and he has takedowns and back takes and all sorts of fun stuff. I just, for Ziem, maybe this is his Dustin Stoltzfus back against the wall, whatever. But Figlock isn't a contender series guy even. He's one of those normal signees like, hey, we were impressed with you, dog. Like, come on up. And, I think this is a showcase fight. Hey, look, man, if you're smart enough, take him down, sub him, or beat the shit out of him on the mat, and you're either going to win a 30-27 or, maybe a 29-28 if you stay standing for too long. But I don't think there's a threat of getting knocked out. So,
yeah, no, listen, there's no threat of being knocked out. I mean, come on. Let's just be real. The guy hasn't knocked anybody out since 2018. Like, he doesn't knock people out. That's not his thing. And unfortunately for him, as the kickboxer, homie has fucking 2 strikes landed per minute. That's not cute. He's got 37% distance accuracy. That's not cute. These are not you want, dude, I don't even care. You think that he's going to outpoint him? You don't throw and you don't land accurately. That's not a good recipe when you know that you don't have grappling as a back pocket thing.
God, that sounds terrible.
I know, right? I almost made that sound really fucking good. And then you want to go a step further with Figlock. Dude is undefeated. He's fighting in Cage Warriors. He's winning decisions. He doesn't put himself in bad positions, right? Like, he just kind of knows. I don't want to say kind of, like, he's just smart. He's well-rounded. He's a technical boxer. He's got good scrambles. He's good in the clinch. He's well-rounded, right? He's willing to grapple, strong top control. He's got these tight combinations, a solid body lock takedowns. I mean, the negatives are similar to other people's negatives. Maybe he keeps his head too much on the center line when after striking, right? He's got to work on a couple things. That's fine. Faraz Ziem's not going to trouble him with the knockout, and that was like maybe the biggest thing I saw. He's not gonna, like, that's not happening here. So I really like Figlock to get this done. I've seen a ton of people that echo chamber go off on Faraz Ziem, cut from the UFC, or maybe just didn't get re-signed, but then re-signed once again for this. I mean, he's got a contract, so I'm sure he's going to fight again here. I don't think his back's against the wall. I don't think it's a one-fight deal. Personally, again, that's just a feeling. Have I been wrong before? Sure.
A few times, once or twice.
Sure, yeah, just once or twice, not too many. I know that he was cut because UFC roster watch, like, he was cut, and then they definitely re-signed him to come back here. Whether it's a one-fight deal or more, I think it's more than a one-fight deal. So, did they give up a home run? What's happening? I don't know. I'm pissed off. Anyway,
Mookie Betts hit one a little while ago, I guess.
Oh no, he's fine. He got out. Oh, beautiful. Okay, he was like trotting like I thought it was a home run. Figlock is fucking really well-rounded, man, and Ziem's not going to be able to take it to him. I've said it like 6 times. So I like Figlock here. I don't care that it's an echo chamber. I don't care that Ziem seems to be a sexy dog. I'm on Figlock all the way. The tape showed it.
Same. He's going to be a parlay piece. I think there's a few things that we're going to just have to, like, we're telling you there's a few parlay pieces. We're just going to have to find out which ones we got to put together to get plus money. There's that fight goes the distance part, single play that I'd like to make on Nathaniel Wood Jordan. There's the fight goes the distance, fight doesn't go the distance for main and co-main. So you're going to have to catch up on our bet MMA because, we don't have our, like, finalize which piece goes with which, but Figlock is going to be one of those pieces. And what was the other one you were thinking? Did we even get to that fight yet?
No.
Okay.
A lot of, dude, I've done so much that I did so much work to start the week. I did so much more work on the prelims than I did on the main card just because there was so much new tape to be done.
Here we go. We got Nasruddin Imavov versus Joaquin Buckley.
This fight's fucking crazy.
Whew. Yeah, I mean, and Imavov at minus 255 versus Buckley at plus 215. Buckley in the UFC has 5-2 compared to the 3-1 of Imavov. I mean, that he's performing at a similar level. It doesn't make
break
much
it down,
sense.
TB.
Listen, I mean, Buckley, I think what we've seen with him is that he has explosive striking. He puts on a pace. He's got good cardio. He's had some round 3 finishes. He's, I guess in that fight against Al Hassan, it got a little sketchy towards the end there, trying to push a wrestling pace the whole time. That's why you see some of his wrestling numbers actually looking better, is because he faced a guy like Al Hassan where he was successful, but he's not going to be able to take down Imavov here, and nor should he try. I think if he does, I think Imavov is going to be able to get like a little submission if he starts shooting desperately. However, Guru is going to tell you the ways that grappling can work in his control. So the way that I think Buckley has a chance here, and a very good chance, is from distance. I think, his striking really, sure, on paper, statistically, it doesn't look as pretty as the numbers as Imavov, but in practicality, the explosion and the ability to cover the distance, especially against a guy that doesn't really hit you with power until you're in close. I mean, Imavov, if he wants to get something going here, he better be looking for those head kicks, because otherwise, I think Buckley has success closing the distance, getting inside the movement of Imavov, and Imavov has shown that he can get tagged on overhands coming in, on a variety of stuff. So I think Buckley's explosive nature, I think, there's a solid chance that if anyone gets a finish in this fight, it's him. But I do think, if anything, we're going to see Buckley landing the more explosive shots. He should have a higher volume.
Where did you land on this fight?
It could shut down Imavov's total output because of Buckley's power. I mean, at plus 215, you kind of have to take a little chance on the dog.
I've heard so much talk. Oh my goodness! You sound like you're on Imavov. If you're on Imavov, say you're on Imavov. Jeez Louise.
Well, I have to break it down, man.
Breaking it down. Keep breaking it down. Listen, Imavov is they call him the Russian sniper, right? He's a pretty solid striker, right? He's got nice combinations. He's explosive. He's willing to switch the stances, and he's very good at doing it. He's very loose, and his hands come from his hips. He's got that Bobby Green type style where you don't know where the strikes are coming from. Very calm, very collected, patient. But let me start poking holes in this guy that personally I haven't been able to read correctly yet. This guy at 27, sure, he's got a buttload of potential. I don't know who he's beaten or how well he's really beaten them. Like, not trying to be disrespectful to anybody.
Geez.
I'm just trying to handicap these fights.
All right, talk to me.
Jordan Williams,
Right.
unanimous decision win in his debut. Right. Doesn't even finish Scott Malkinson and his diabetes. He goes to decision with him. You move on. He gets grapple fucked by Philip Hawes, loses a decent chunk of that fucking fight. Okay? Clinched up against the cage, held against the cage. It's fucking problem. He can't get off the cage. Can't get out of the takedowns. Ian Heinich, getting clinched up, getting held against the cage. Ian Heinich gets tired. Ground and pound knockout. Edmund Shabazian, holding him against the cage, clinching him against the cage. Right? They end up in these great striking exchanges that Nasser Deem is winning. He's winning these striking exchanges, and guess what? He falls back into the clinch with Edmund. Edmund wins the clinch situation, and guess what ends up happening? Edmund gets tired, and then he gets finished. Great. So you've now finished. You've finished 2 guys. You've won 3 of 4 UFC fights, but you've fought guys that haven't fought. Beat Jordan Williams, not in the UFC. Ian Heinich hasn't fought since. Edmund Shabazian now has a fight booked, but hasn't fought since. We don't really know what his stock is. Then you look at the other side of that coin, and you have Joaquin Buckley, who's an absolute fucking savage, like 28 years old, coming in, right? Hungry, 3-fight winning streak, 2 of them by finish. Has won since coming to the UFC is 5 of 7. His losses: Kevin Holland round 3 knockout. Okay, in his debut.
Okay.
We can give him a little pass for that. And the crazy, fluky 17 or 2-minute knockout head kick to Alessio Di Chirico, which was really just the MMA gods getting back at him for having the fucking highlight against Impa Kasanganay.
It is funny how that stuff works out.
It really, really is.
It was like because Buckley got brought down to earth.
Homie's on a 3-fight winning streak and has shown a propensity to use grappling and use it successfully. Right? People are on Duriev. Duriev's going to knock him out. Duriev's going to grapple him. Did either of those things happen? No.
I was one of those people saying that. You were one of those people
I know. The Russian got grappled and knocked out. So I like Buckley's chances here at plus 215. That's for damn sure.
All right. I can dig that.
Otherwise, maybe you just bet the fight doesn't go the distance, but that's probably plus money, so you probably got to take that and fade the narrative. So maybe just stay away and enjoy. Buckley's another one that's been tough to cap at times.
No cap, man.
Pause.
All right. With that, we'll move on to our next fight. Benoit Saint-Denis versus Gabriel Miranda. Benoit Saint-Denis just seems to be the much more overall explosive and well-rounded striker and fighter. And I think his grappling game transitions to the MMA world, especially at the UFC level, just so much better. He's not someone that relies on like jiu-jitsu scrambles and like pulling off, weird shit to get his submissions. Whereas like he's got kind of a process to his game. He's got, I was telling my wrestling buddy over here, like, look at this sick double leg that he lands. Look at the slam he gets. Look at the technique he gets when you get inside. He's explosive. He controls. Like 155 is home. 170 making his debut in that god awful. How did that fight go to decision against Zaleski dos Santos? In this spot it's Benoit Saint-Denis and Gabriel Miranda, a guy that has 15 submission wins on his record. No, he's never lost by submission before, but I think he's going to be a little too willing to play in those games with Saint-Denis. And I think Saint-Denis might want to try to beat him at his own game. For some reason, knockouts plus 180 and submissions plus 225. So I think Saint-Denis submission plus 225 if you don't want to parlay him. But, what do you think, Guru? Is it a parlay piece?
I don't know. I'm confused. The over 2.5 is -1. Oh, the over 1.5 is like you said, if you think the fight is going to possibly go the distance.
No.
No, that's not what you said?
No, I said submission, Saint-Denis.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I wasn't listening. I was too busy waiting for my turn to talk.
No, I just said
no. That's just it's okay. Go ahead.
Jesus Christ! No,
savage.
That is fucking savage and probably true. The interesting thing is, I think both guys do very similar things. I actually thought that Miranda might have been the more comfortable striker, but at the end of the day, you're not, and you've seen it in Saint-Denis fights. Like you're not finishing or submitting Saint-Denis. Nicholas Stolze had plenty of chances to submit Saint-Denis, and he did not.
What are you talking about?
What? Nicholas Stolze?
Stolze had chances to submit.
He did. He did. He had him in a guillotine. He slipped out. He had chances to. Again, that was his chance to win. He decided in the second round. That's how he got finished. He decided to pull for a submission and ended up on bottom. So, when that's how you live and die facing Benoit Saint-Denis, you're not getting fucking finishes. Yeah, at least somebody's listening to him because I generally try not to. If Alessio Zaleski isn't finishing him, then this guy is not. So Saint-Denis minus 285 is actually one of those chalky favorites that I actually think is a comfortable piece to play.
Fair enough. So yeah, I'm on it. Let's parlay. That's probably.
And I actually don't feel comfortable playing the fucking sub. I actually think the fight goes the distance.
Fair enough.
Or at least goes further. He could just get a fucking knockout for no reason.
All right. I understand. Well, next fight. Khalid Taha versus Christian Quinones. Taha is now the favorite, minus 120. Quinones is plus 100. So my question here, who was Taha originally scheduled to face here? Because he was a huge underdog before he got the short notice matchup here. So while I figure that out, Guru, what are your thoughts on this fight? You seem to have some strong feelings.
I did have some strong feelings. So Khalid Taha is somebody that hasn't fought since July of last year, since Sergey Morozov, where he gets clinch fucked and grapple fucked, and for somebody with good striking, good powerful striking, tends to not throw enough. And you can see it in his fucking stats that show that he has 2.69 strikes landed per minute. And, the Ronnie Barcelos loss, I ended up using that fight and thinking that that was a good platform to base Ronnie Barcelos off of. And maybe Ronnie Barcelos wasn't as good as we thought he was. So, you come back and look at that. And the no contest submission to, Bruno Silva. I don't really look too much at that fight either. What I am looking more at this point is somebody in Quinones who is the younger brother of, I believe former at this point, UFC fighter Jose Quinones, right? Dana White Contender Series winner, won in week 9. This guy is very high pace, high action. He's sliding in and out of range comfortably. He's hitting people in the pocket. Got good lateral movement as well. Scrappy, wider range of kicking techniques. He does seem to be the wild striker at times, but he's willing to use the grappling. Nice body lock trips, calf kicks, decently good top control. The point is if you can grapple at all versus Khalid Taha and you're willing to actually scrap, you got a really, really, really good chance at winning because Khalid's not throwing enough and he can't grapple. So I hit Quinones earlier at like plus 115. I still think any point at plus money, because you know how I'm a whore for plus money. I think it's a decent play. Yeah. But, obviously you got to play it carefully because it's, I believe it. Is it the first fight of the night? No, second. No. It's the second fight of the night.
Oh, and come on.
It's the second fight of the night. You got to be careful and make sure that make sure that he doesn't somehow get a vet lesson from a guy that's taken a year off. But I do like Quinones here.
So my other question here, Khalid Taha, he doesn't really get finished. So, I mean, for all the bad positions or times he gets hit in the face or stuff like that, like the dude's got an iron chin. And my other thing is that Quinones, I don't know how much of an advantage he has in the stand-up overall. I think, he's kind of one of those guys that goes strike for strike with his opponent from distance. But
DraftKings has a minus 105 right now.
Fair enough. But, line moved since we did this. So,
oh, yeah.
So Quinones, what I think is he's shown enough of a dedicated wrestling game plan. I'm just concerned that he didn't show enough top control or ability to finish from those positions. And I'm curious about what his gas tank looks like 3 rounds against like a muscle hamster like Khalid Taha. So I'm not rushing to bet either side here. I'm going to take a wait and see approach. I'd like to bet this fight goes the distance. Is it worth it? I will tell you people now. Fight goes the distance.
Should have been on Quinones plus 115, like your boy Guru. I was trying to get TB on it. He was a little busy.
I think it could be a faded contender series guy fight type of idea.
And I can see that only because Taha's like due for a win. But didn't he fight Morozov at a different weight class? Morozov's now moved up. So like.
This is all. What is this? A 145?
No, this is 135 bantamweight.
Yeah. So he did fight. Morozov is a bantamweight as well.
So I thought he moved. Didn't Morozov move up?
No. The
No?
Silva de Andrade moved back down to 135. That's what
Oh,
you're thinking.
that's what happened.
So, anyways, Kali Taha.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, this is bantamweight matchup. Anyways, the guys that Taha's fought
we
at
knew that.
bantamweight: Bruno Silva, Boston
Who's good?
Salmon, Sergey Morozov, Hamani Barcelos. Nad Narimani is the one that I'm like,
Dude, and what about you mean Boston Salmon's not a good one either?
well, but at least he knocked him out in the first round.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
Exactly. So I'm saying, like, at least you did what.
That's his only bro. That's his only knockout in the UFC.
I'm not saying that he's gonna knock out Quinones early. I'm just like, what if Quinones tries to hold him down and can't finish him? What's it gonna look like round 3?
I don't think so. No, that's what I'm saying. The tape says that Quinones doesn't need to hold him down. That's not his game plan, and it shouldn't be. He's really good getting in and out of range. He's gonna Taha doesn't throw enough. So if you're throwing heavy strikes, which is all Taha does, and he's missing because Quinones is in and out of range, circling, has good footwork, right? You're missing. Quinones is gonna score on him and be out of there. And then when he throws himself out of range, there you get a takedown. You don't even have to hold him down. Hold him down for 30 seconds. Score. Doesn't matter. He's comfortable on the feet. He's not grappling dependent, but he can grapple.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not fully sold. And now that it's minus 105 especially, I'm not, we'll have to further look into that one. Our last fight here, we have Stephanie Egger minus 285 versus Aylin Perez plus 240. Stephanie Egger, did she
I don't
tap
have much
or
on
did
this.
she not tap?
She probably fucking tapped that little.
Because she didn't even argue.
She did argue. She argued immediately. Did you watch the tape?
She was silent the whole time they asked her. Like, she didn't say, no, I didn't tap.
I guess
didn't say that until after the fight was over. Then she said
I saw her kind of like, I didn't tap. Like, she dude,
she
raised her hand. She's like, what? No, I didn't see that. That's not what I saw at all. So I don't know what you pull up the tape. Like, what do you literally after the fight? She goes, you literally hear it. You hear
after they announced the decision.
No, not after they announced it. No, no.
Whatever.
Incorrect.
Anyways, this is the biggest argument we have on this fight. But
completely incorrect. Biggest argument we've had on this podcast.
I'm going to go settle up the score here. But anyways, Stephanie Egger, minus 285. Fuck that. It's Aylin Perez, the dump truck at plus 240. Egger, I just don't think she's actually good from distance, whereas Perez, I think she's comfortable wherever the fight goes.
Yeah.
I don't think Egger is necessarily great with takedowns. She just does the head and arm throw. She does judo.
Did you
throw.
freeze?
So it's like,
you did deserve to freeze.
Wow. Unbelievable. That's sketchy as hell.
Egger sub. I mean, the way, again, so I'm not even sure. I'm not sure what I would be missing to see Egger winning. I mean, I guess it's possible just because Perez is inexperienced, and maybe Egger has better wrestling than we're trying to give her credit for with her background, and that is fair. But Perez, to me, what I saw was the much more well-rounded mixed martial artist. Certainly belongs in the UFC. So her only loss, by the way, if you're keeping score, is because of an illegal knee in round 3 in a fight that she was dominating. So, and I know, not for nothing, plus 240 is listed. It's plus 220 currently. She got a fine Tapology pick. She got a fine everything pick. Girl, go check the IG. Yeah, I'm not sold on Egger. Like, I'm just not. Like, Egger was a good choice versus Rose Clark, and I was certainly happy to take Buena Silva against her. And it's weird to see her fight a month later. You know, I think any legitimately honest fighter is going to tell you that even in a win where you don't take any strikes, you still kind of, take a little bit of damage. So she lost. So I don't know. I like a little bit of the dog shot here. Probably fight doesn't go the distance. That's probably like a fun little play.
Yeah. Brendan Fitzgerald's over here talking about how, it's funny that Egger didn't say that she didn't tap, and Bisping saying, maybe if she lied, it would have helped. So I'm telling you, right after it happened, she is just dead silent and doesn't do anything the whole time.
To your point,
if you really didn't tap, what the fuck? You start
Yeah.
like you go crazy. She didn't do that.
She's like trying to prove something to herself and get back out there and get back in a fight, but she's flying all the way back up. I know she lives in Switzerland or whatever, but she was in Vegas a month ago, flying all the way out there. Now, Alan Perez was already training to be on this card to fight Zara Farron. I get it. Egger's a step up from Zara Farron, but also Perez was training to fight at 145 this whole time. Egger, she's a 135er. Perez a plus 240. It's sketchy. I need that line. Give it to me.
Give it to me, baby. I'm just singing my own songs.
Yeah. Yo, people, like and subscribe this, please. Like, we need your support. Make sure that you throw a like on the video. It means a lot. It helps a lot.
Check out Matt Frevola, man.
Not just in the live chat here. Throw a comment on after the stream. It helps us out. Interact with our video. Retweet us on Twitter. Tell your grandma about it. Upload YouTube on her. Like, you know her email address. Make her a YouTube account. Sign your grandma up for Chronic Combat Conversations. The medical is good for her. It's going to help her with the glaucoma. It's going to help her get to sleep. Then she won't notice when you go into grandma's couch cushions for your bets. You see,
is that how that works for you? You just drug your grandma and steal from her? Jesus Christ.
None of my grandparents are alive. So
oh my goodness. We're pouring out for the homies.
All right, so here's a good question. When is the Triple C Shoey happening? However, what's going to happen?
Do we have a bet against each other?
When we start having a bet against each other, I'm not sure if we have one this card.
We definitely did.
So we'll go back and think about it before we get off here. What we're going to do is we're going to run the gauntlet.
Yeah, no, it was Nazarat and McDessie, maybe. I would do it.
Okay.
I would. You're really on McDessie?
Let's do it.
Yeah, yeah. I'll do it. I'll bet you against it. Dude, see,
so
but
it's not a shoey, though. So what are we doing?
No shoey because that's fucking.
It was running the gauntlet, right? So we.
It's the running the gauntlet. We already decided this. It's running the gauntlet, John. I appreciate that. Yeah. Way better than a shoey. We're running the gauntlet.
You take a bong grip, then you take a shot, then you take a dab.
No, that wasn't it. Was that it? Oh, that was it.
Yeah,
that was it. You're right.
Yeah. So
it's a shot. It's a shot
on air.
It's a rip, and it's a dab. Like. Within 30, 45 seconds, whatever that is.
Guru's like, if I lose, it's within 5 minutes, spread out.
The phrase is you gotta run the gauntlet.
That's it. So so stay tuned, folks. Next week we have McDessie versus Nasrat. Who's gonna win? Loser runs the gauntlet on air to start the show.
I'm willing. And you know what? I feel almost kind of pussy doing that because it's like I'm a minus 250 favorite. So like I really do like my chances here.
You're gonna lose, bitch.
Oh my God.
Wow, look at that. The trash talk coming out. So anyways, yeah, guys. So the most important thing that you could do for us as we look to close up our show here, make sure that you like and subscribe, guys. Thanks for joining us. Matt Frevola was an awesome fucking time.
Unbelievable.
Guys. We love Matt. We can't wait to go see him live against the Potato Man, Amin Azaitar, UFC 281, right?
100%. Got to be there. We're going to have to figure out our way in. Even if we have to bully Matt into letting us into his section or something, we're going to figure it out. How about a cuppy or glass? What?
Stop mixing full body shave by drunk clowns. No, see, we're mixing the whole show, though. That's what we do every week, all the time. Not a shoey, but I'll take it. Fair enough. And guys love mushroom.
Who wants to pour something in a shoe? Like, do you want to make it gross or do you want to make it challenging?
Well, I just think there are too many other people that already do that.
Exactly.
But you got Best Fight Picks. You got Dogger Pass podcast has it.
And what is who else does that? What does Fight Night Picks do? They do their own little thing. Hot sauce in a hot sauce something.
Well, also our boy Lou Bet, he did what did he do for a shoey? It was crazy. I forget what you call it, but it had a shot in it. It was crazy. The dude was wild. Anyways, Guru, take us away, man. We're off the rails.
Take it away, that special place, UFC 279, Chimaev Diaz next week. I really can't sing. Okay. If you guys are really listening, you really must love the podcast. Shout out you guys. That's incredible. Chimaev Diaz next week from Las Vegas. Absolutely incredible to see that fight actually booked. We got lucrative MMA coming on. Our boy James. So that's super, super exciting. He's going on a European extravaganza tour very soon. So if you live in that area, make sure you hit him up. But yeah, we're happy to have him on before he leaves the country. So yeah, make sure you tune in. We got that card and then one more before another break. So I think we're gonna try to. Are we gonna try to turn another Dana White Contender Series pod? Because we made some money. If you didn't see, if you weren't checking out Bet MMA, if you weren't checking out our Twitter, if you weren't staying up on us, if you don't have your alerts up,
like and subscribe.
Then you didn't make money with us. Because we made money on Blake Builder. We made money on SD Dumas. Where were you? Hopefully you were following. Hopefully you were watching. Hopefully you're subscribed. If you're here now, thank you so much. Take care and see you next week.